And 3, 2, 1, ladies and gents, welcome to the Monday Blues preview of Port versus Carlton here on a Wednesday night, of course, with a Thursday night game coming up tomorrow. Thanks for everyone joining us in the chat. Joined tonight by Carl, Mus, and Andy, and proudly sponsored by Globalnet Solutions Australia, Mercadante, Woodfire, Pizzeria. Stay tuned for the giveaway. Elite Plastering Group, Cami Projects, YPA Zak Nasser, RAZ Homes, Bottle Pascoe Vale, and Damo Finance. Boys, short turnaround time since Monday. I'm going to start with you, Mus, in the Udi. How you going?
What's going on? What did I miss? I did tune in for a little bit. I've been on nights, as you pointed out, George. Did a sort of split shift today, which is good. So, and obviously the game tomorrow. So it's going to be an interesting watch, but it's been good. It's been real fresh. Footy has been, I've got a little Carlton badge that I wear on my vest at work, and we had some meetings and whatnot today, and people were looking at me weird, man. That was almost like they wanted to say something, but they actually felt bad to say anything. I don't know what you guys are experiencing out there in the field, but people are like feeling sorry for us, and I'm getting the whole, your list is good, but yeah, something's not right in the club. And I'm sure you guys touched on it on Monday, but it hasn't clicked and something's definitely not right. But it's things that we've already spoken about for the last, couple odd years. But yeah, I think we'll talk about the game a little bit more. In the preview coming up, and sort of the team that we're going to pitch against the Port Adelaide Power. How's everyone else? Carl?
Tell you what, mate, it's been a fucking cold day. She's been cold, but I am well, mate. I'm actually looking forward to the game tomorrow. See what we bring. But overall, I am well. Andy, how you going?
Cold, man. Same. Just cold. I'm all right. I get what Mus is saying. Like, people aren't really like, the banter's not there. They're just, the banter's not there. They're just fucking, you guys will be all right. You just got to clean up a few things. Bro, don't pity me. I don't want your pity.
just give it to me.
Yeah, man.
I think they're sick of giving it to us. That's what it is.
To be honest, speaking of sick, I've been crook this week with a cold and the flu, and I've been it's been dubbed the Carlton flu because they just want to throw it in somewhere, right? So can't get away. And as a kid going to school, you cop it on the Monday, you cop it at uni on a Monday, cop it at work on a Monday. I'm still copping, right? And it's hard wearing anything Carlton as well after a loss. So you could be going out to the shops or whatnot, and you want to, chuck the hoodie on or the jacket on or the hat on or whatnot. And tell you what, after Saturday, almost packed stuff away for the year. Almost just thought to myself, I'm glad it's an away game. I'm glad it's an away game this week, and we can all have a reset. This was one that we, Andy and I were on a night of playing Rocket League. We maybe penciled this one in to fly up and watch the game, and very quickly decided, I think, after the Sydney game that, no more away games this year. Not flying for these guys this year anyway.
Mm-hmm. Can't believe how bad this year's been, man.
Can't believe we're here again.
We're actually shit.
And I'm forever the sort of the optimist, and always the one that's you guys always say you're off your head because I'm going to say we're going to go on a run or whatnot. Actually, most in the group chat today. It's another topic. But
don't expose me, man.
I tell you what,
please.
I will in a second. But after the North game, started thinking to myself, about the finals talk. I'm like, why am I even thinking about it? Why am I thinking about the effort? Well, Mus is, I don't know. He's strangely optimistic at the darkest of times. He reckons the horse is going to come out. The horse is going to come out.
Let's replay today real quick, George. So I had to go in early today. I've been on nights for the last few days, so I had to be real highly stimulated on some caffeine. So I had a double shot nice and early, and I had a V real early in the morning. And then I tried the, not knowing, well, I knew afterwards, that coconut water, the coffee flavor.
How good?
So I downed the whole liter though.
Wow.
Easy. Yeah.
So each, I think, 250 milligrams, which is a cup, I
Yep.
think has 100 milligrams of caffeine, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's another 400 mgs of caffeine that I've had with a double shot and a V. So hence the reason why, going back to where George was going, I was a little bit, I'm not even going to say the word optimistic. I was
Delusional.
probably delusional and in a bit of a state of mind where euphoria was up and about, and there were certain chemicals floating around, and I thought maybe, just maybe, we'd go on a run. I don't know. I was looking at sports bet and all the rest of it, and I don't know, man. I don't know. It's possible, right? Like,
Well, it's funny. I actually think we'll win this week. Like, I don't know why, but I'm more confident this week against Port than what I was against North, going into North. Genuinely. I actually think we'll win. I don't know, man. I'm off my head.
nah, I'm with you. That's weird. I don't know what to say.
It's very weird. I don't know what. I think it's are we just that fried
Yeah.
that it's like, it's like we've reset. It's like we've gone so far that way that we've reset now.
Even George is not confident. There he is.
There he is.
There's a young fella.
You made it.
I made it. We
Welcome.
made it. Thank you. How are we?
How's
gents?
your week, mate?
Oh, bro. Yeah, it's been all right. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
Ma looks like he ran into the house.
I literally did. There's roadworks. So we got this really shit roundabout near.
Is your mic on?
Yeah, your mic's playing up, I think.
Is it? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, it's really low.
Very low.
Nah, not at all.
Just yell all episode.
Just scream the whole time,
Ah,
or just show us your penis.
Either.
That's fine.
Show us your bobblehead. There he is.
is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, we got this really terrible roundabout near our house that's being removed and traffic lights are going in place. So there's night works for the next couple of nights near our house, which is going to be fun.
Nice.
Yes. Sorry, I missed a bit. What were we up to?
Do you have roads out in the bush, Amal?
We do.
Gravel.
Okay. We do. We've got human civilization here too. A couple of stores, a
Fuck.
couple of shops.
Jeez.
Yes.
Looks like you're any better.
Hey, North's better than South, bro. Let's just put it out there.
Yeah, it's
So-
southeast, mate. Get it right.
But Carlton's
Same,
still
same.
shit.
Oh, sorry. It's classy.com. Carry on.
Great to have the full crew for this one. Thursday night game. It's a strange one. Carl and I were just talking before we went live. And it's one that I actually felt good about it before the North game, because I remembered about the Port game last year where we had that barnstorming fourth quarter. And then I remembered the Port game at Marvel, which was probably one of the most frustrating games you've ever seen. I remember we went to it and it was just painful to watch. And while I got a crying baby in the back, I didn't feel all too good about tomorrow. So before we get into the teams, what's the feeling been with a short turnaround time?
Shit house. Simple.
I prefer the 6 to 7 day turnaround just because of the fact that it gives us some time to mentally prepare for the next loss. However, 4 days later, we got to go over it all over again. So I don't know. I don't know how mentally prepared I am. I think I'm going to need some ashwagandha tomorrow night.
I want to shout out Naz just quickly, who is the most delusional Carlton fan of all. I know he's being sarcastic here.
Is he though?
But he's being. Oh, I mean, what's today? Wednesday? Actually, no. This is when he gets. This is the time of the week where he gets delusional again. He thinks we're going to be good again.
We love you, Naz. Thanks for your support. Globalnet Solutions Australia. Actually, promo. Andy, we talked about it on Monday as well. If you want to mention the promo, Naz is running at the moment.
Just if you've got a small business, free audit on all your computer systems, hit up Globalnet, hit up Naz on Tanya's, the best in the business, saved my business, saves me a lot of time, just an absolute genius with computers and everything. They're the best in the biz. Hit them up if you got a small business. Free audit. Like that, it costs over $1,000. So it's just for free. So yeah, God.
Very
Well
good.
done. Get it around Globalnet Solutions Australia. The details are in our video description. Shall we showcase the teams and talk about the ins and outs? It's been an interesting one because come off a West Coast trip, then getting bullied by North. It's club's words, bullied. And then a short turnaround time. And again, travelling, of course, as well. So the teams in for Port, Aaliyah Squared, Logan Evans, Hugh Jackson, Travis Boak. Outs, I'm going to use it every time. Jackson Mead, Jeremy Finlayson, Ryan Burton, Christian Moraes. In for us, Jordan Boyd comes back in, Lewis Young, and 2 debutants, Billy Wilson and Flynn Young. It's going to be pretty exciting off the half-back line. Jordan Boyd and Billy Wilson running off to address, run off the back line. Outs, just a bunch of battlers here. Corey Durden, Mark Pitternet, Jackson Binns, your boy Mus, and Matthew Carroll. So obviously the debutants, Billy Wilson, Flynn Young, making their debuts, hopefully full games and not off the bench, but remains to be seen. Throwing it to you guys, focusing on us, ins, outs, any observations? And Harry O'Farrell, Mark Pitternet, Corey Durden make up the emergencies.
The Jordan Boyd one probably makes the most sense given that we just could not move the ball off the back line. So Jordan Boyd coming in, he's probably going to be the one that links up the defense to the midfield and probably the half forwards. Billy Wilson and Flynn Young, I like it. Give him a run. See if they're worth it. See if they're worth the investment or not. And give them a string of games like we've given Motlop, what is it, 4 years? Surely we can afford to give Billy Wilson and Flynn Young a couple of games just to see if they're good or not. Why not? Why not? The season's done. The season's cooked. Let's give the rest of the boys an opportunity to see if they're worth our time, the club's time. That's my thought.
I normally don't like more than 2 changes, but it just ruins the balance. But then again, what balance do we exactly have? So yeah, I'm all for it. I don't mind those ends. Good to see Wilson, and I don't know. I like this Flynn Young. Like what I'm seeing, liking his highlights, liking what he's doing in the VFL. And I'm just going to quickly call it early. I reckon he's going to slot 2 this week. Sorry, I reckon he's going to be a good in. So yeah, interesting.
I think I like the kids coming in. Jordan Boyd gets another chance. He hasn't lit us up. He hasn't lit anything up. He kind of never has for me. Like he's just kind of come in, done a role, gets injured, misses a few games, comes back, doesn't get a game, gets dropped. Like I don't know. It's a bit of a nothing player for me at the moment. I don't know. I like the kids coming in. That's positive. We can't act like the season's done. We, as a football team and a coaching staff, we can't act like, we're only 2 games out of the 8. So you can't sit there and say, the season's done now, pack it in. I don't think it's a very professional thing to do. You need to play out the season as like 2 games. All it takes is someone to have a really shit run, us to have a decent run. I understand we've got issues that will probably never happen because we are that bad, but you can't go into if the coaching staff is going into games, if we're 10th on the ladder, 2 games out with still another 9 or 8 games, if they're thinking season's cooked, then the issues run a lot deeper than team list or coaching. And we know they do, but then it's exposed because we have to prepare and play as if we can still make finals.
Yeah,
because we can. That's my thing. I don't know.
For me, I didn't have much expectations of this year anyway, and I think we're probably in a position when you really look back in the language in the club and what we've set up to where we're at right now, I think this is probably where we need to be, because the language was negative. There wasn't that we were going to be up and about and all the rest of it. Oh, we're aiming for top 2. There was none of that. It was, we'll see how we go. We'll chip away. Oh, we'll do this. Oh, we'll try this. Oh, we'll do that. Oh, we're just a little bit off. Yeah, we're, and the language from the players, there was bits and pieces. I'm not going to go into detail, but, making friends, blah, blah, blah. We're going to lose a few, all those sorts of things. So for me, we are where we're supposed to be. It's no surprise to me. But I just got this, and I did say it today, and it was probably the caffeine, but I don't know. I've just got this ugly feeling that a couple of things are going to work. And maybe it is, there's been big raps on this Bill Wilson kid. I don't know much about Flynn Young, but bringing in 2 Youngs, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But, I don't know. I like Pitternet coming out of the side. I don't think he brings anything. And Durden, probably a bit stiff. I haven't been his biggest supporter, but you feel like Motlop gets more game time than what Durden has, and Durden's probably brought a bit more over the last couple of years. But we'll see what comes of it, I guess. But, and Boyd. I've loved Boyd. I think he got injured was it last year or the year before? And he missed a patch of games, I think 5 or 6 games. I think it was a foot or a hand or something like that. He hasn't been right since. But I'd like to see him better. His delivery off the half-back line was real good.
It's a really
there was a patch of games. Yeah, he was precision.
But that was 2023, if I remember.
Yeah, that was like 2023.
Yeah, I think
didn't see it at all last year.
He dropped off a lot last year.
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Maybe he can find it again. I really hope he can. Maybe with the likes of having a kid off the half-back line, he steps up a little bit as well. The thing is, there's only 2 things that can happen here, right? We either pull a finger out and things start shifting, and whether it's coaching personnel doing different things and different directions on the ground, and your so-called leaders on the ground actually become leaders on the ground on game day. I don't know. If it can happen, great. If not, to sinking ship, and there's only one possible scenario, and unfortunately it's Voss, see you later. That's one of 2 things is going to happen over the next 4 to 6 weeks. Voss gets a few wins on the board and we're sort of going to the radar a little bit, and here comes Carlton, or how long left? And he'll be front page again on Friday morning if we don't get the job done. Let's be real.
Hypothetically speaking, clearly this is going to be hypothetically. If we win every game from now, make finals, and say we win one final. Or you know what? We make finals, but we lose.
Yep.
Is Voss's job safe next year?
For me, it's definitely no, because I was hunting for his head in 2023 because I don't see him being a good coach and bringing anything to the club. I think his win rate as a coach is like 42% or something like that, and that's Brisbane and Carlton. No Port Adelaide stat. I think he was the assistant there, wasn't he? Then you got the likes of a McRae who are at 72%, 78%. So there's a big gap there. For me, he's not a good coach. Could he be a good coach with the right support? Our list for us, for me, is a finals list. That's non-biased. I believe our list is a finals contending list, but it's not working.
So I'm like in the middle because I don't think our list is great, and I don't think our coaching staff is great either. So I don't think our coaching staff is good, and I don't think our list is good enough either. And I think maybe he's just got the best out of an average list, and maybe the list has just got the best out of an average coach. And that was in 23 and half of 24. I think there's issues on both ends.
Sorry, Amal. The thing that stands out for me, right, is that we sit there and talk about average lists and average players. If we sat here a year ago right now and we said Kennedy, would say, oh, he barely scrapes into your best 22. It's evident. He's a good footballer, right? Look at what he's doing at the Dogs. So for me, you look at these players, you got Wiedering, Cripps. I'll put up there. Let's say Walsh when he's fit. Kerno, Mackay. If they're coached properly, these are all Australian footballers. We've got
Yeah, but
6
bro,
all
you've just-
Australian footballers in our
Yeah, but you're
side.
naming. There's another 13, 14 blokes on the field, and that's
Agreed.
where I think the drop off is.
And they need to be role players, and that's what we can't get right. They need to have a task and a role, and that is it. Nothing more, nothing less. And we can't get that right. If we can get that right, our list is good. That's my opinion.
I think they're trash. I think the bottom end is trash, bro. I think our bottom end is one of the worst in the league, and it shows when you've got 3, 4, 5 changes every week. You know, I don't think like we've had maybe a couple of games. Have we gone unchanged this year? Maybe when we've beaten
Maybe
North.
once.
There was
Maybe
one
once.
game. There was one game, I think.
Maybe with North or something. I'm assuming, but I don't know. I think Harry came in for that one. I think that was his first game. For the Geelong one was his first game, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think our bottom end is good. I don't even think they're average.
I agree. I agree. I think we're very, very top heavy. And then there's a stark, it just drops off a cliff when it comes to everyone else. And because of that top heavy talent, we can't get anyone else in. That's probably why over the last couple of years, like you've only seen, Elijah Holland's coming. Really, that's pretty much it. The rest have just been draft picks and mid-season draftees, because our top heavy talent has taken up the majority of our salary cap. Now, like Andy said, right? He reckoned you said, what was it that the coach has got the best out of the list and the players have got the best out of the coach? I think 2023 was sheer dumb luck.
Nah, I don't think it's luck.
I don't know how they can turn it around. So maybe it was the coaching staff that went, you know what, release the shackles, and similar to what David Teague said, go do whatever the hell it is that you think is going to work, and bang, they win a string of 9 games. Maybe that's what's going to happen again this year, and maybe that's why you feel like I've seen a couple of comments tonight of people watching along who reckon that we're going to go on a run. What makes you guys think that we're going to go on a run? Mus, you too. That's a question for you too, Mus, because we've got Port this week, and they're gettable at the moment. It just depends what Carlton turns up. But then we've got Collingwood, Brisbane, Melbourne's probably winnable, Hawks, Fremantle over in Fremantle.
We lost to North.
Look, man,
And we're going through these names of clubs like we can beat. We have no say week by week.
I'm fucking shooting myself here. But for me, I'll just go back to you're 22 on the field, right? They're there to do a job. You turn up on the day. The best team on the day is going to get the job done. I don't care who you're playing against. You turn up on the day and you can get the job done. If you've got a right structure, right game plan, you can get it done. But for me, it's, and I said it at the start, it's at the point now where something's going to give. It's either Voss fuck off or Voss is back in that seat and there's a little bit of belief and trust in him. And let's see what we can accomplish in 2025 for the rest of the year and close it out. So this is the point. This is where it's at. The line is drawn, I can tell you now. So he needs to pull his finger out, him and his coaching staff and the team, or we continue in that sinking ship and it's fuck off and let's start again.
So you think our bottom end players are good enough?
Absolutely not. But in saying that, you look at other sides. I said our list is good. Our list is
a finals team.
That is a finals team. But in
we
saying
can't hit
that,
targets, brother.
They need to be role players and expectations, with capabilities, right? I'm not saying that they're going to hit players lace out, but I'm saying that they've got a job. Fuck, if they're shit by foot, man, quick handball. Someone run past. If we know they can't make the distance,
we miss handballs
for a handball. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to play within each player's capabilities. And we know that this player is not good off the run. Do something different. We know this player can't kick. Go pass for the fucking handball. We're not doing the simple stuff like that, right? We know that, from 50, Charlie can will and go. Give it to fucking Charlie in a 50, off the 50. Give it to him.
Yeah, but they can't. They can't get it in. Bro, our entries were 17%. Conversion rate was 17% against North Melbourne.
Yeah, and that goes back to coaching for me. It's all coaching.
Because Michael Voss isn't out there telling these blokes, miss a target on the wing, put yourself under pressure, and then handball to someone under pressure, and then quickly put it on your boot.
But why are they in that position is my question.
Because they're not hitting targets, bro.
I reckon
Yeah.
players have checked. I reckon players have checked out. You can't look back at 2023 and see the way we were playing and see that much of a downfall. I don't know. It has
That's
to be
why I
deeper,
think
but I don't know.
I think it's on both ends. I don't think it's. I think the playing list is trash.
Yep.
For probably 40 to 50% of the playing list, they're just not good, right? And then you've got the coaching staff, which clearly have issues with that game day tactics.
Yeah.
Whether he's a motivator, whether he's bro, tactically, we look cooked. And where we sit, we're very lucky where we sit at the MCG, right? So we get to see the structure down the field.
Mm.
And we get to see players when they have the ball, who's running, who's leading, and it's honestly, it's only ever Ollie Hollands who's moving. He's the only one that's moving. And you know what? Adam Sard too. I'll give him that. But Adam Sard's usually trying to run past for the handball. But down the ground, Ollie Hollands is the only one leading. We don't, and that's a coaching issue, surely. So I think you got average footballers and average coaching staff. That's just a mixture of a disaster. And that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing a disaster. I don't know why I said I think we can win this week. I don't think we can win ever again. I think ever again we're just gone.
I'll just go back to, I don't even remember what it was. Was it Mighty Ducks or some shit? I can't remember. But this thing has always stuck with me. That
Where's the
champion
quack? I know there's a quack sound somewhere. Amal.
I'm checking.
I don't even know if it was Mighty Ducks, man. I don't know why that comes to me. But a champion team versus a team of
fuck, that's the
champions.
wrong one. That's the closest one I had.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know. I get it. The personnel's probably not 22 amazing players, but I don't know, man. If you've got set roles, you should get the 4 points and get it across the line. You know, your AFL players, we're not talking, they haven't taken these blokes from Coburg Tigers, yeah? Like,
They're probably better. So what are you trying to say? Are we winning the flag or not?
$151, bro. Get your money in, boys.
You know, I never say this. I'm never one to say this, but please, guys, gamble responsibly, please.
All right, so back to the game. So where do we win this thing? Basics? Honestly, where do we win? I reckon we don't win. I don't reckon we even get close. But you boys there are, confident. Where are we winning the game?
Has to be midfield for me. Our midfield needs to work harder. And I can't see it happening. Like I'm not confident anymore. I actually just spoke myself out of it. I don't think we can win. And if things need to go right, bro, it's not even just the midfield. Everything has to go right everywhere. Because if we're lacking in like one department, we're cooked. We're gone. So much needs to go right all the time for us to win against a solid opposition. And Port Adelaide, they're at home and the only games they play good at home is against shit teams. And they're coming against a shit team. So they're going to turn it on and probably smack us by 70 points. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Georgie, you're awfully quiet there, Mr. Positive.
George is a bit under the weather.
They've, I think they've beaten it out of me, man. And I'll tell you why I'm not entirely positive about this one. And usually I am. Usually Port away, they're gettable. And I feel like the only way we will get a result is if things, we get our rub of the green and they have a really bad day. But, Wiedering's hobbling. Allegedly he's, swollen, it's hurt. He's, like the Cripps one for me baffled me, where today they've said he's had to isolate away from the team. So it's bad enough. Yeah, it's bad enough. So he's already looked cooked, right? He's already looked like a battered man, right? So he's had the trip from Perth. He's been bullied against North. Sunday was the day off. Monday you go in, you review the game. Tuesday you have your light training session or main training session. Wednesday you're flying to Adelaide, right? and you have a light session, and then it's game day Thursday. There's no time. There's no time to stop, think, recover. It's go. All systems go. This guy's had to isolate away from the team and not do the captain's run and things like that. And off a short turnaround time, another interstate trip a couple of weeks ago, he's named, right? And I think the club operate, and probably he operates as if, well, even if I'm half good, I'm still the best. Is that wise? Is that wise to have that dependency on this guy, where he's probably going to get run off his feet? They're going to probably send, Juan Francis or Butters and say, just wreck him on, just run him into the ground, right? This guy's got, he had to be isolated. He's sick enough. He had to be isolated. He already looks battered. Run him into the ground, right?
Who are the emergencies again? Sorry, Georgie.
And this was,
if you can grim it up, yeah.
Absolutely, towards the point I was going to. If he's laid out, look who the emergencies are.
Jackson Binns.
Harry O'Farrell.
No, Binns isn't emergency.
No. Binns not emergency. Corey Durden. So you got a key defender, a ruckman, and a small forward. So
I don't reckon there's anything wrong with him. Probably just playing mind games. Just don't want to be next to anyone.
Is someone's smoke alarm going off? Or is that my
I can
house?
hear that beeping.
Yeah, I can hear it too.
So if he is crook, if he is laid out, you almost have to. You have to, you have to move back. So I think about that, and I think about the short turnaround time, and I think to myself, unless Port's having a bad day, how can we drastically turn it around this quickly with injury worries for our two best players? Let's be real, Cripps and Wettering.
Ma, stop playing with your bobblehead while we're live, mate.
Never a good thing to play with your bobblehead on the camera, mate.
It's
Binns is
funny,
injured.
It says a Mal at the bottom of the bobblehead, so it looks like it's a Mal's bobblehead.
I like that. Binns is injured, by the way, boys. It's not a just a
eardrums.
tactical... Hey,
He done his ear getting yelled at.
he didn't look right after quarter time. I don't know what happened, but he was hobbling around for most of the game.
You know what it is, Moose? He's no good, mate.
Just
He's
no good.
mate. He's no good. Keep him in the VFL. Paddy Dow 2.0.
He's wearing that hat, isn't he?
He looks a lot slower than he did last year and the year before. It looks like he's slowed down. I don't know if he's put on a bit of size or what it is, but I don't know, man. I wouldn't bring him in anymore. I'll bring in one of the Luke Camporelli boys. Time to give them a
Someone
run.
got shot in my street. I don't know what that was.
Jakub, thank you. And
Georgie, thank you for the donation. Georgie's a bit broken in the group chat, so get around Georgie. He said, I want to stop talking about footy. You want to stop talking about footy and start talking about feelings. Apparently it was George in the group chat this week. And I mistook him for Harry Mackay. So on you, Georgie. Hope you're well. And being purple and green, this is massive, mate. Thank you for the donation.
that's
Pineapple. Pineapple. Binns has a heart tear. Fantastic.
Just on that, not the heart tear, but does anybody else get a weird feeling when Patrick Voss gets a name like leading out a full forward and takes a mark? Does anyone else feel weird?
Patrick
No,
Voss.
just me.
We're talking about Freo players.
Freo.
Because being Purple Green's Freo fan.
He's a good player, man.
But does anyone else get a weird feeling like
No.
Patrick Cripps, Michael Voss? I don't know. I've just got this weird image in my head. I swear, it cooks me every single
You're
time.
a
It just
weird
cooks
bloke,
me.
mate. You are a weird
Cooks me.
bloke.
Essendon will be spewing they got rid of him.
Very, very
He's
much
come.
so.
He's
But
come
being-
good.
He's coming.
being
Yeah.
Purple Green, thank you for the donation, mate. Appreciate it.
Is he related to Michael Voss?
It's his son's nephew's auntie's horse.
Nice. Nice.
Don't know, but
I really like the way he goes about it. Really like the way he goes about his foot.
He's real tough.
he's up and about. I love
But
it.
anyways, it's a bit enough about him.
So I'm not going to see him the same way anymore. I'm going to.
That's see, that's exactly how I feel about him. Every time he comes out of full force, like fuck. weird. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable for me. Anyway,
He's got a Patrick Voss phobia there.
back to if I may,
Here we go.
Carlton
He's
Football
done it.
Club.
This guy hasn't spoken to anyone in 3 weeks, I reckon.
Been
Get it
isolated.
off his chest.
The Carlton
been
Football Club,
isolation.
right? Here's the thing, right? The Carlton Football Club this week, regardless if Paddy Cripps gets up and plays, I think he will. Even if he does, I think he'll probably rest up forward and we'll see the likes of Motlop probably running through the midfield or something like that.
That's what's happening anyway, though.
I have this feeling that the Carlton Football Club are going to flip this being bullied around, and next week they're going to go to Adelaide and they're going to turn up and play that hard ball that we did see in 2023. And I think the contested possession and a contested ball and being first to every contest is going to really shine, and we'll get a good 3/4 out of the club. And I don't know. I could be wrong, but I've just
And losing
this
the
week,
last.
I don't usually have it, but this week I just feel like something's going to shift. I don't know.
Who's going to be the tough guys? Because I think we're weak.
That's what's shown. Yep, I agree. That's exactly what, and we've been bullied by North Melbourne Football
No,
Club, right?
I'm genuinely asking, who do you think are going to be? Who's going to do that? Who's going to be the enforcers that
I
put their
think it's
bodies
gonna
in?
be-
Obviously, Paddy Cripps,
It's going to be a
TDK
collective.
maybe.
Yep, TDK, Paddy Cripps. I think Akers needs to put his hand up because he's had a shit fucking year.
Akers
I think the
can't.
likes
He's-
of-
Akers can't.
his
The bloke
shoulders are
has.
cooked.
He's running around with just the body.
Yeah, just no arms.
I'd like to see Doherty's, in his senior years, but I'd like to see Doherty be up and about again and be that general in the back line and start calling some moves and doing his thing. He's been good. He's been getting a lot of ball. I've liked his game the last few weeks, but I just want to see him wear that captain hat in the back line and give Wiedering a chop out. If we can get that right, I reckon it can work. Yeah, I've had a lot today. Not good. I don't know. Someone's got to be positive, right? I don't know. I just got this weird feeling. Maybe it's the $50 at 151. I don't know. Maybe.
Let's put a dollar bet on.
This is one. LS has had a couple of great comments here, and we talked about this on Monday night. So not a single tough guy on this list. And this one I spoke about. I was passionate about this on Monday night. Sick of hearing that Cripps is a tough guy. Sticking up for teammates comes across as a chore for him. Every time he just does that one forearm.
That
How he
push
just does
forearm.
that push.
Yeah.
He just does the one forearm. He done it against Maynard. He done it against Cherry. He just does that one forearm. It's like, come
Back
off
off.
it, mate. Come on. Yeah,
I reckon
like,
he's weak. I'm straight. I reckon he's weak.
man, this guy, essentially broke his body for the club, and we put him through, hell and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I'll look at, Dacos getting targeted, and as soon as he gets a little win or something, or a tackle, or a holding the ball, or a goal, 5 or 6 of his teammates go in and give stick to the opposition.
One word.
Get into
One word.
absolute-
Culture.
Mm.
That's all it is. It's culture. Collingwood has a culture of backing your mate, no matter
Yep.
what. But they love each other, man.
Yeah.
Carlton, what's our culture, bro? Our culture is
Dogs.
losing and fucking dance cams
Nah,
and
paycheck.
and
Paycheck.
and getting an easy paycheck. And what's your favorite chocolate bar? And
Giving up bobbleheads.
what's your favorite Taylor Swift song? That's the culture we're building at Carlton. You know what I mean? I think our vice president is some woman who knows nothing about footy. Like, she's like some woke ABC fucking spokeswoman, whatever. Like, I don't know what she does, but like we've got this aura. No, it's not even aura. We've got this stain on the football club, and it's just soft. It's soft and it's weak. That's all it is. And until something really did you guys see, by the way, the board? There was an 80-year-old. He's been a 60-year member, maybe a bit more. He went to the AGM, and apparently he was threatening or whatever. Not threatening, but using like
It
threatening
was an
violence.
aggressive line of questioning,
Yeah,
apparently.
aggressive line of questioning. So they threatened to take his membership away.
Bloke's been a member for 60 plus years.
Yeah. And because he's questioning the board aggressively, they're threatening to take his membership away. That is an indictment on every single person at that football club. They don't care about their members, bro. They don't care about democracy. The board, the whole system of being elected. Luke Sayers extended his time, going against everything that was in the constitution of the club. Like, mate, yeah, and there are people who are way more well versed on this than what I am about the club's constitution and the board issues. I mean, we should have Morris on here for 4 hours. He knows that back to front, right? But if the club is threatening to remove memberships, to take memberships away from lifelong members like that, for aggressive line of questioning to the board, take mine, man. Take mine away. I don't want to be associated with a fucking weak dog club, man. Straight out. If we're going to be pussies about it, like this club is just fucking. It's all show. This club is all show, no go, as our good mate Hamid would say. All show, no go. All bark and no bite. This club, they know we're coming. Remember that 12, 15 years ago? They know we're coming. Come where, bro? Fucking came nowhere.
What was the other one? My cooking smells? Or
Yeah. Can you smell what the Blues are cooking or whatever?
No
I am
passengers.
Carlton. Now it's stronger together, and everything they do is like the opposite of together. The only time they want us together is when they're playing shit and they send the captain out there to say, come on, guys, stick fat. How long do you want us to stick fat, bro? What more do you want from it? We've done our part. The members and supporters have done their part. What more do you want from us? We rock up 60,000 people minimum. We had our lowest MCG attendance in like 5 years, I reckon, against North. It was 56,000 people.
Yep.
It's still 5 times what Melbourne get. So this club, it just wants to fucking milk its supporters, milk its members. They don't give a fuck. We give our membership because we love the monogram. And that's it. But if the club turns around, bro, what happens when they call us and say, hey, you guys have been quite aggressive on your show, so we're going to need you to turn. If they ever did that, get fucked, man. Take my membership. Take my membership. I'd rather not have a membership and be myself instead of having a membership and being told, oh, you can't really say that, and then lose all credibility because now I'm just a little puppy dog for the club. Fuck that, man. I love the monogram and that's it. But I'll love the monogram with or without a membership. So, I don't know. It just cooked me. That article today cooked me a bit. You got to treat your members, especially your lifelong members, a lot better than what they've treated them. That's all I'll say. Sorry, guys.
I went down the rabbit hole, bro, when you were doing that, and her name is Patty Kinsley.
Yeah. Look up her background.
Look up her background for those in the chat, and that'll tell you exactly why we're at where we're at as a football club, because we're not here to play football, and I'll leave it at that.
And it's the football first motto that the club should be really solidified behind. But I mean, look, Paddy's, I think, allegedly one of the leading causes behind the club's vision statement being we want to be the best socially aware and accepted club. That's the vision statement, right? So I even asked
definitely going to win you permission.
Well, I asked ChatGPT, give me, like, based on everything you know about Carlton, what do we stand for? And the first thing it comes up with is to be the most socially admired football club. So,
I mean, we are admired for our weakness.
Lost you, Mal.
Your mic is weak.
So we're it is. We are admired for our weakness.
Look, like you said, the best clubs that do it. And I'm not afraid to say, Collingwood's one of the. I hate that I love some of the stuff that comes out of the club because they are run so well. They're operated so well from top to bottom. And this is an opportunity with Graham Knight coming in. But at the end of the day, are his hands still tied based on up the line and as it's very commonly called, the real powerhouses that pull the strings behind the club. Shout out Bass. Thank you for the donation. Thanks, Bass. Follow the pies. Don't hold it against me, but I love you. See you next Tuesdays. Mus MVP on your Bass. Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
I'm not.
Hey, Mus,
Bass has been following me. Calling.
Mus, do you want to
not
send her
far
an
off.
email?
Huh?
Do you want to send her an email?
Oh, bro,
See
if
if
I
she
go
can
down that
jump on.
path, that will be cancelling my membership.
See if we
tell
can
you
get her
that
on.
now. You guys have G'd me up, man. I am so close to cancelling this fucker. I can tell you now. I've been saying it for
Who
the last
G'd
few
you up?
weeks.
You
but-
G'd yourself up.
Nah, Andy.
Sorry,
I
mate.
went down a rabbit hole with this bird, bro. She's
Yeah.
cooked me.
Have a look. I implore
Just-
anyone to have a look at what we have in charge of our football club. Look up the guy that's actually in charge, that Priestley guy. Look up his background.
Cooked me.
Look up
Cooked me.
who. Bro, we had an opportunity to get Mike Fitzpatrick to the club, a Rhodes Scholar who loves and bleeds blue with AFL background.
Premiership captain.
Yep, Premiership captain. And the person
time.
who recommended him was told nah, and now that person is no longer at the club. I'm telling you, man, I've been lucky enough to have some pretty good conversations with some people. You know, our good friend Morris, who again, you know, he knows the club back to front. People like Vince Luciano, mate, look him up. You know, speaking of people like Johnny Holden, I don't know if he's watching, but Johnny, if you're watching, absolute legend. Speak to these blokes that have been around for decades, and they'll tell you. We're in a bad way, boys. We're in a very bad way as a football club. And I can't see it getting better. Not when the board doesn't have on field as a priority.
I don't think I want to give my money to this cult anymore. I'm sorry.
But that's the thing. Was it's like the Simpsons, the Stonecutters. You know that there's like
Exactly what it is, bro.
They're like a cult, right? But this is great from LS. But this is the thing, right? I said it. I joked about it a few weeks ago, right? End of season. Go to the end of season review. I wonder if they'll look back and say, hey, communication that came outside of the club, would you take anything back? Would you change anything? They'll turn around and say, oh, would you change that interview, Harry, about losing, or Cripps about losing, or Voss, all that kind of stuff. And then how do we go on field? What's our salary cap position? How do we go off field? Yeah, off field's fantastic. Don't worry about on field. We'll master that. So year on year, we do fantastic off field. And look, don't get me wrong. From the board's perspective about what they succeeded with off field and debt and all that kind of stuff, fantastic. That's great. That doesn't mean that is your only priority, right? You fix that up. You fix that up. You turn your football first. You turn to football and on-field success and transparency with your members. And it's time to rebuild that trust with your members. Will that ever happen? I spoke about it with my friggin' fishbone diagram on Monday. Go have a look at that on Monday. For everyone
That was a brilliant diagram, and I just want to give you a shout out because on a show today, it was what's his name?
Phil Davis.
Phil Davis. He's just copied your fishbone.
Stole my content, bro.
He actually stole your content.
Oh, the headings are the same. Anyway,
Phil Davis. Keep
Phil
copying us, mate. We'll be coming for now.
but I'll tell you what, like you've done what you said you're going to do. The part of whatever the strategic ambition it was to reduce whatever it was, debt, become a profitable club. That's all well and fine, right? And now it's really the priority seems to be agendas, right? This is what's coming out of the club, right? Let's focus on that rather than actually football. I would rather a complete silence media ban from internally from the club. Don't talk. Just don't talk is cheap, right? Where has talk gotten us? Show me actual action. Show me on the field. Don't say a word out of the club. You gotta mention your sponsors. Absolutely, go and mention your corporate sponsors and things like that. Don't fucking talk. I would rather the club get a fine by having a media ban, not talking to whoever they have to talk to, or internal media not bringing out anything. I would rather complete silence and not understanding or knowing what's in the club and show me on the field, because the club have proven time and time again that talk is cheap, right?
Well said,
You
Georgie.
talk all you want. And, at the end of the day, what you actually show up and do, your actions speak louder than words, because it's been proven time and time again.
Winning
I think
games
we
for
just
this
need to
club.
sorry, Moss.
No,
I
go,
think
go.
we just need to face the fact that this is the Carlton of Newman. There's no passion in this club.
Do we have to face it though? Do we?
It's a business. It's a business.
You don't face it, you're going to go support another team. You're going to stop supporting the club. We can't. You wish you can. How many times I said to you, Andy, fuck, I wish I can just wake up and stop following these dogs. You can't. It's in your blood. They don't care.
Yeah, but that's the monogram. What this club is about now, and the KPI is not winning. You look at it. All right, we'll treat them as a business. The KPI is not winning games. It's not even on the chart. Like the KPI is PR, is media. I got a call from Booper today. Oh, just calling because you're a Carlton member. I said, yeah, maybe not for long. I swear. And she didn't know what to say, and she was like, "Oh yeah, so you currently have health insurance. Are you happy with that?" I said, "Look, I'm happy with who I'm with. I just want Carlton to win some games," and that was the end of the call. So
Poor girl.
I don't know.
Poor girl.
Take me off that
trying to-
list, man. Take me off that list, please.
What was she trying to say?
Oh,
Health
health insurance, obviously.
Poor girl's just trying to do a job, copping strays from Mus.
Yeah. So
Imagine her just leaving notes at the end of the call.
Do not call
Severely
back.
frustrated Carlton fan.
Block his number.
High stress levels, increased premium.
So I don't know, man. Stop worrying about that stupid shit and engagement with fucking all that, and just win some games. Let's go back to
Football.
football.
Just football. Just create a culture. Build a culture. A solid culture. Not just for a year. Not just even for 3-4 years. Build a culture that's going to last for decades. Look at Hawthorn. They win a premiership every decade at least. That's a culture. That's a culture of winning. That's a ruthless winning culture. Even when they were folding, when they were going to merge with Melbourne, they won a flag.
Mm.
You know? We're blessed with all this money that everybody keeps talking about. Carlton corporate. The corporate people in Carlton and, all these big shots, all these little hat wearers, all of them, mate. So they're everywhere. But where's the on-field culture? How does that translate to on-field? How do we get that on the field? Were we doing things that like under the table back then? Is that why we were good? Were we just really dodgy for 50 years? Maybe.
Possibly, yeah.
And it just really seems like that's what the club cares about. The coterie groups, Carlton and Business, Carlton Corporate, President's Club,
Business.
Legends Lounge. That's where all the revenue's coming from. That's where the money's coming from, right? And
That's a KPI.
And because there's waiting lists allegedly and things like that as well, and it's been built in generationally to Carlton fans and affluent people and things like that. Let's see what happens. Like, the challenge is there now for actual tangible change that Graham can lead, and he's closer to on field, right? So let's see what he can instill, right? And at minimum, there needs to be a bit of a broom swept in at the end of the season, because I don't think it's going to be one of those things where, like 2019 or 2021, independent review, and then all of a sudden it's just one or two changes are made and it's just the head coach and that's it. And when you are going through the process, actually complete a diligent process, right? Complete a diligent like if you are going to go down that path, if you're going to go down the path of sacking Boss and replacing him, go through the diligent process, and then depending who you get, set up for success after that. What's the plan 5 years after that as well? Are you going to get someone on the assistants panel that's going to have a bit of a plan to, succession plan? Yeah. On your Aiden, happy birthday to your dad.
Yeah, happy birthday to your dad, Aiden.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Take it away, Carl. Yeah, you know what's bad? We joined them. We're like, it's so cold. Let's just talk about the teams and give our predictions and log off. Now we've gone down the biggest rabbit hole of all time.
They do it to you.
I lost it. I lost it when I read that article today. It really bothered me.
Yep.
And they have it in for him too, because he was part of the spill that got rid of John Elliott years ago. So the club maybe has it in for him. So who knows? You know, we got a game tomorrow.
Predictions?
Should we get into some predictions?
Let's do it.
Before that, head over to our Instagram at the Monday Blues Podcast. And in our little story, you will see our weekly giveaway thanks to Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria. Mus, do you want to say the address? Greatest address in the world.
123 Lygon Street. 123 Lygon Street, Carlton.
That's right. $100 voucher giving away every single week. All you have to do is put your prediction in the little box of the story. You've got till about, I reckon, 3 or 4 o'clock tomorrow before the story expires. So make sure you get onto it before then. Very simple. Just log on, Monday Blues Podcast. Make sure you're following us too. Don't just be a tight ass. A few people that enter the giveaway don't even follow us. That upsets me. So follow us. Put your prediction in. If you get it, you win. If you get close to it, and there's a few others close to it, you go into a duck race. So we haven't had a duck race in a while, so I'm hoping for a duck race.
I'd like one.
Yeah.
Go have a look at the club's KPIs. Which one's your premiership set they can turn
Bring this up thanks to LS.
LS1.
Someone read that out because I haven't got my glasses on.
Go have a look at the club's KPIs and KPAs. They'd all be accomplished by winning a premiership, yet they continually try to accomplish them individually so they can lean back on 4 out of 5 ain't bad. Fair call.
Thank you for the donation, LS, and a very, very good comment.
Very cool.
You know, we have a lot of fun, right? We always make jokes about how the chat is a bit loose on our show, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot of wisdom in our little community. You know,
There is.
I'd love to have LS on the chat one day just to have a chat with him.
Jump on one day, absolutely. And actually, being purple and green, have a birthday tomorrow. Not one of you has said happy birthday. Well, I know you love audio clips, mate. So here's one I prepared earlier. Happy birthday, being purple and green for tomorrow.
Happy birthday, mate.
Happy birthday.
Oh. Yeah, predictions. I don't know where Miles gone.
Happy birthday to you.
My
Still
videos
there.
I don't know. Nothing's working tonight.
Nice. Let's get into it. Georgie, prediction. Chat. Put your predictions in. Winner, margin, best on ground, most goals, and who's going to do your head in the most. Let's add that. Which player is going to do your head in the most? Georgie?
I'm struggling this week, boys. In all honesty, I'm going to go Port by a couple. As much as I hate to say it, I don't think I would have imagined myself saying that a couple of days ago. But after the North, after watching the 4 quarters and sitting through what I sat through for 4 quarters, I struggle to see how, after having a Sunday off and effectively 2 days inside the club and then flying to Adelaide today, what they're going to turn around and spark that's going to get us this win, unless Port have a really bad day. Hate to say it, but Port by a couple. And yeah, look, what I want to see, I'd love to see. I'm excited to see Boyd and Wilson off the half-back line and freeing up Ollie on the wing, and making things happen. And hopefully we can see Kerno get back into a bit of form. I saw the club gave him a little bit of a mouthpiece, with the debut videos for Young and Wilson. So I don't know if it's part of his role as leadership, but just trying to spruik him out there a little bit more. And you don't really see him talk a lot. But yeah, they gave him that platform. So keen to see. He might ride. Did he get on the plane or did he ride his bike to freaking out so hopefully he can get.
I'm not going to share your comment just for legal reasons, but that is great.
I missed it.
Your prediction?
I'm just going to say it. Fuck it.
You're a fucking idiot.
Look, man.
Go on. How much Carlton winning by?
Carlton by 31. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me where. Don't ask me when. Well, when will be tomorrow night. And it'll be in Adelaide. So fuck, ask me all those questions. Don't ask me the personnel that are going to get the job done, because when I look at those guys and what they've delivered this year, I don't see it. But I'm hoping it clicks and I'm hoping something works. And I think Charlie will come out and kick 5 goals. What was the other thing? The thing that's going to do my head in?
Charlie for 5.
Charlie will kick 5 touches. I think he's going to come good. Carlton by 31. Charlie with 5. I think the mids will get dangerous. I'd want to see Chera get some real good ball and, just rack them up. And the thing that's going to do my head in is anytime Motlop goes near the ball. That's probably about it for me.
Who's playing all these sounds?
That's George. 100%.
That was not me. That was not the bomb. Was made at crickets.
It was me.
This guy in the shadows.
He's like a creep. Carlos. That wasn't an audio effect.
I'm on the me and Gawargas on the same train.
Gawargas.
I got no confidence at all. In fact, I will not be tipping us the rest of the year. Just putting that out now. Fuck them. Fuck the players. Fuck them all. Too much stress. Having said that, Port Adelaide by 25 points. Zach Williams is going to kick 4, and best on ground is going to be absolutely no one. I'm going to give it to Zach Williams when he kicks 4. Amal?
Is Amal there?
I'm here.
Nice.
And I reckon
Where's your camera?
it's not working. Carlton's going to win by 3 goals. I'm a fucking idiot. What?
You're a fucking idiot.
The fuck's that?
happening?
Watching a porno.
That's why he's got the camera off. This guy's probably one out.
Audio. Carry on.
Bro, you're making me uncomfortable. Turn your camera on, man.
Carlton is going to win by 3 goals. I just think the amount of scrutiny that has been on them over the last 4 days, they have to respond. They have to respond. And I think they will. I reckon Port Adelaide's gettable. I get that it's at home and everything like that. And there's they're a tough team to beat at home. However, I just think we did it last year. I reckon we're going to do it again, albeit under different circumstances. I think it's going to be similar to the West Coast game where we got the jump early on. And then, they sort of just slowly chew their way back into the game. But let's see. I reckon Carlton by 3. I think Kerno with 2. Best on ground.
MCG.
Best on ground. Adam Sard.
Great success.
I think
Don't do it.
no. I'm not going Carlton. I think this has the potential to be really, really bad. Like I'm talking Adelaide loss levels. I just think Port need to get their season back on track, and they're at home against an average side, and I just think they're licking their lips right now, man. I'm gonna say Port. We generally don't get smashed, but I have a bad feeling, man. I reckon Port 60 plus. I think Zach Butters is gonna just tear us up, unless Chincotta does a huge job on him, which he did last year. To be fair, pretty sure he was on Butters. But yeah, I got a really bad feeling, man. I just think it's going to get ugly. And it's funny, at the start of the episode, I thought, you know what, we can win. But the more we spoke and the more I heard Moose talk, I was like, this guy's off his head. There's no way. And yeah, I just think I think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be really bad.
That'll be the end of Vossi if we lose by over 10 goals.
I'd be very surprised if we sack him mid-season.
I probably won't sack him, but that'll be it. I think that'll be it. That'll be
as long as it's not this bad as per the Teague era from LS. Remember when Port kicked 19 goals straight on us? I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Great.
Do you guys remember? So I put this years and years ago. I put money on Port to beat us by 100 points, right? And I think we scored the first 8 goals of the game or something, or the first 6 goals of the game. And then they beat us by 90 points. You guys remember that game? I was shattered. I was heartbroken. Anyway, yeah, I think Port by 60 plus. Zach Butters best on ground. I'm going to say Horn Francis will kick 5.
Wow. Big horny.
I reckon the horny one kicks 5. I just think we got nobody to match up with him. So the horny one will kick 5. And what's going to do my absolute head in is Charlie Curnow again. Charlie Curnow not getting his way, and just same old same. Look, I hope I'm wrong. I hope we come out and we smash them, and even if we win by a point, it'll be a good win. But
we can't expect Charlie Curnow to get his way if we're going to keep delivering it to him like that, though.
Yeah, but
he needs to work himself into the game, though.
He needs to find a way. Like I listened to Matthew Lloyd talk about it, one of the greatest full forwards of all time, and Sloan, I think it was Rory Sloan, is on Channel 9.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, he was saying, but you know the way they deliver it, and Matty Lloyd he goes, I'm not copping that. He's like, I'm not copping that. He said he just wrestles. All he wants to do is wrestle. He's not leading. He's not chasing. Yep. The ball hits the ground, he stops. You know, gets into a half-fast. And we've spoken about this 100 times. And I said it on Monday, and I'll say it again. The Monday Blues were the first to fucking give it to Charlie, and we absolutely copped it. And now everybody's giving it to Charlie. So I think we deserve apologies from a lot of people because we fucking copped it last year. And all we said was that he was playing lazy. Yeah. That's it. And now everybody's a Charlie fucking hater. So I hope he turns it around because we need Charlie to turn it around. We actually need him to. He's the guy. So,
especially with Harry. Yeah. By the way, 140 odd in the chat. Only 41 likes. Got to get that up. Come on, hit the like button.
It's embarrassing.
Get it up there. Who else we got?
That's it.
Everyone giving their predictions.
That is all.
Thursday night. Either sets up your weekend.
Yeah.
Rips the Band-Aid off before the weekend.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it, the Band-Aid. Just rip it off.
Yeah. Get it done early. Kind of glad this week is away, especially after Saturday. And then it's obviously the big one against the Pies next week. Get around TJP are doing a gathering at Sporting Globe in
Watch along.
Northland, I think. Watch along.
Yep.
Great show last night, might I had a very, very, very
Fantastic show. Mars losing it.
Mars, that table. I'll tell you what, Mars.
Rest in peace to that table.
If you haven't gone back and seen it, go back and have a look after this. It's a great rant, which resonates with what we're all thinking and feeling and been saying for a while. So,
Yep.
I
think that's it.
That's it.
Let's call it.
Wrap him up and throw away the key.
Ladies and gents, thank you as always to our chat. We always show up. Unfortunately, our club doesn't always, but if one thing you can count on with our community, they always show up. So love our chat, love our community, and love our sponsors as well. Thank you, Naz and the team at Globalnet Solutions, Mercadante, Woodfire, Pizzeria. Giveaway.
Get around our giveaway. Once again, Instagram at the Monday Blues Podcast. Put in your prediction. If you say you hate Moose, might chuck you in the duck race.
I like it.
If you say you love Moose, I'll chuck you in the duck race anyway.
Everyone's getting in the race.
Just mention Moose and you get in the race.
Elite Plastering Group, thank you, Eddie and the team. Cami Projects, YPA Zak Nasser, RAZ Homes, Bottle Pascoe Vale. Had a crack before, courtesy of the Bottle Pascoe Vale, so thank you. And Damo Finance as well. Thank you all. We out.
Going on.
Aiden's just spamming in the chat.
I think he wants your Corsair.
Blaben or Banadura?
That's fantastic. Thank you, guys.
Have a good night, everyone.
Sicky now.